Hi, YouTube fam. For those who know me, thank you for being here. And for those who don't know me, thank you also for being here. My name is Ariana, and I'm fairly new here on YouTube. I used to record years ago, it was makeup, it was nonsense, but I am back. And with a different purpose, I want to bring a lot of inspiration to people. I want to be able to help people with my personal experiences, with my personal struggles. And without getting too deep into it, I'm just going to get straight into the video. As you can tell by the title, I'm going to talk about why I stopped smoking weed. Very touchy subject, very personal. I would have never thought I would be able to talk about this in public, like literally exposing myself. But you guys, I've reached a point in my life where I really don't care what people think. And I say that in the most nicest way possible. Like I said, I want to be able to help people. And if you can learn from my own mistakes, that would make me so happy. If I can reach one person that I can help, I still have a lot of growing to do. I am not the most perfect girl in the world. I am definitely far from that. But I just want to share with you guys my experience, my personal experience. I was smoking weed for over 10 years straight. I started really young. I started when I was 16, I believe, was the first time I got high. And I didn't stop since then until I was about 28. I finally, no, 30. I finally, no, 31-ish. But like I said, I started smoking weed when I was about 16 years old in high school. I feel like my generation, weed was like the thing. I know people that were smoking weed since they were like 12 years old. Of course, it started off as just like a fun thing to try. It was new, it was fun. I didn't take it so seriously. And it was just like once in a while because obviously I was 16, I had no job, no money, so it was not like I can purchase it all the time. But then I turned 18, I got into a relationship with a guy who smoked a lot of weed. So, of course, I'm young and I'm with my boyfriend, and you guys know that when you're in a relationship, you're most likely going to do the same thing that they're doing. Plus, I had history already with smoking weed. I liked it. I liked doing it with him. My whole relationship, which was 10 years, I smoked weed every single day with him. I think I might have stopped for like a couple weeks at one point, but that was about it. I went back. The relationship ended in 2020 when COVID started. So, of course, I'm home. I'm smoking all the time, getting weed delivered or picking it up because the shops they were still selling, and I was just smoking weed every single day because what else are you going to do? You're locked up at home. Why not smoke some weed? So, of course, at this time, I didn't see anything wrong with it. I was the type of girl that was like, I'm going to smoke weed for the rest of my life. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, you know? Okay, so fast forward months later, COVID started at the beginning of the year. We were locked down for a few months after that. And then I finally started working again at the end of the year. By the time that I started working again, which was in November, a couple months before that, I was already starting to feel what's the word? The repercussions? Is that the word? I started feeling the effect of being locked down. There was a lot going on during COVID. Being locked down is not good for anybody. I was smoking a lot, drinking a lot, being on my phone a lot. Those were like my three addictions. And once you do something over and over again, you create a habit. It's hard to make habits and it's hard to break habits. It's not hard to make habits if they're drugs and alcohol and easy things that like give you instant gratification. But things that require a lot of work, things that require sacrifice, and things like that are definitely harder, right? So here I am stuck in this bad habit cycle. So at this point, I'm starting to realize that I'm depressed. At this point, I'm starting to realize that I have no motivation. I start thinking how I'm just constantly on my phone. I even start considering to stop smoking weed. It was something that just kept popping in my head that I actually wanted to stop doing because I realized it was keeping me from reaching my goals. But as the years went by, I continued to smoke weed. I continued to de stress with it. And yeah, my habit continued still years after working and going back to real life after COVID and all that stuff. And it wasn't until I really started doing things for myself, like taking the gym seriously, that something inside of me just kept screaming that I needed to do better. And then that voice in the back of my head that never left me that entire time was just like, you need to stop smoking weed. It's not motivating you to do anything. I was dealing with anxiety, I was dealing with mental health, depression, unmotivation, not being able to accomplish my goals, saying that I was going to do something and not doing it. And the weed was not making it any better. Okay? I don't care what anybody says. Weed makes you lazy. Weed makes you unmotivated. Weed makes you second guess yourself. So let me talk a little bit about the bad habits that I had while smoking weed. Um so my sleep schedule was all messed up. And a lot of the times the weed would help me fall asleep, but I feel like other times I was kind of immune to it. And then even if I fell asleep, I would wake up hours later, like at 3, 4 in the morning. I'll just be scrolling on my phone. Next thing you know, it's like 7, 8 in the morning. And I'm like, okay, let me go outside and smoke a little bowl because I need to fall asleep so that I can wake up and get my day started. Otherwise, I'm not going to wake up until 1, 2 p.m. and then I'm screwed because I work at 4 or 5 p.m. and I'm not going to have time to do anything. So here I go outside, pack myself a little bowl, and then I come back, I fall asleep, and I don't wake up until 1, 2 p.m. because that stuff makes me lazy. Like, who was I kidding? I would always try to convince myself that I was just going to fall asleep for a few hours, wake up, but no, it would make me lazy. I was a habitual smoker where I literally would smoke for everything. I would wake up in the morning and smoke, fall back asleep, wake up again and smoke, have breakfast because I want to enjoy my breakfast with a little munchies. And then I would finish my breakfast at 1, 2 p.m. breakfast. And then now I have to get ready for work. So I would shower, come out, and I'm like, let me smoke again because now I'm showered. Now I'm feeling good. Now I want to get another little high in. And then now it's time to go to work. During this time, it's like I was looking at myself through third person because when I would be on my way to work, I always had my piece in my car. I always had my piece in my car, my weed in my car. I was smoking everywhere that I went, even on my way to work. Yes. So I would hop in my car on my way to work. I would pack myself a bowl, literally one hand on the steering wheel, one hand with the piece, letting go of the steering wheel occasionally to light the piece while I was driving to work. And like I said, it's like I was looking at myself in third person, and this third person would look at myself like, what the heck are you doing? And I tell you this because it was bad enough that I was smoking on my way to work. But second, I would literally sometimes drop the lighter or drop the nug that I was packing while I'm driving or drop the piece. I would drop one of them. And you guys, this is embarrassing. But I would be driving with one hand, okay? Driving with one hand, and then I'll be reaching towards the back or reaching towards the side or reaching over. Sometimes I would be at a red light and I would put my car on brake because I wanted so bad to reach that piece because I needed to take a hit. And then, yeah, I'll be on the freeway smoking, blowing smoke, hotboxing my car. And then I would get to work, spray my little perfume. Well, I would roll my windows down to like air it out. Who knows how many people noticed? A lot of people noticed that I was high. Well, people knew that I was high, that I smoked at least. And yeah, a couple of my coworkers would be like, "Are you okay?" Because when I was high, regardless of how many years I smoked, I was not myself. Like I would be high and then I would be embarrassed when people would be talking to me because I'd be like, oh my God, they know I'm high. Oh my God, like I'm acting weird. And then I would not be my authentic self. Like I would hold back a lot. I would second guess the things that I would say. I would be kind of scared to have a full on conversation because now I'm too worried about what people are thinking about me. And then I would get out of work. Guess what I would do? I would pack another bowl in the parking lot, take a hit, and then just take a few more hits on my way back home. I would get home. I would chill, be high, eat, be on my phone. Now I'm ready to go to bed, and then I would go smoke some more. Mind you, I'm hiding all of this. I'm being sneaky, going into my car, living at home. So many times my mom noticed, and I was always embarrassed. I was always ashamed, but yet I still kept doing it. So this bad habit went on for a couple of years, but this third person that was watching myself, the one that was telling me constantly, like, what the heck are you doing? She just kept getting stronger and stronger and telling me to quit. And now I know that this third person was God Himself convicting me. I wanted to stop smoking weed so bad. After a couple of years of doing this and realizing that I had no motivation, that I was procrastinating, that it was just making me slow, keeping me from doing things. When I would wake up in the morning and have a whole day planned, I would go outside, smoke, and then my whole day was ruined because now I'm slow. Now I'm overthinking. Now I'm procrastinating. And this happened every single time. And every single time I try to convince myself, it's okay, I'm going to smoke and I'm going to get it done. And I would never get it done. Like, never. I was already struggling with anxiety. I was already struggling with no motivation, depression, and the weed was not making it any better. But somehow I kept doing it. And it wasn't somehow, it was my addiction. But by the grace of God and His conviction, and Him not giving up on me and constantly reminding me that I needed to stop and trying to tell me that if I stopped, I was going to accomplish so much more because I wanted to stop before, but before I completely stopped, I said, you know what? Let me just, how about I just smoke at the end of the day? Like I will have a productive day. I'll do everything that I need to do and then smoke at the end of the day. Like, why not? I deserve it, you know? So I tried that, didn't work out because in the back of my head, I knew that I had weed in my car or weed, stashed somewhere. And I would convince myself throughout the day, I would get like one task done and I'm like, I deserve to smoke. I did that. Let me go smoke. So then I would smoke and then it would just ruin what I had planned for the rest of the day. So I tried to convince myself to do this. It didn't work out. Um, so I said, you know what? I just have to completely not pick up, not have weed around because I know that if I have weed around, I'm just going to end up smoking it. So I just said I need to completely remove it, completely stop picking up. And that's what I did. From one week to another, I finished whatever I had and I got the strength to be like, I'm just not going to pick up anymore. And I didn't. The first few days, it was hard. It's a habit that I've been having for so many years. So it was really hard. I started getting headaches. I started being kind of grumpy, in a bad mood, like second guessing, like, why do I need to stop? I just need to have like the strong will and not smoke all day and just save it for the end to reward myself. Like trying to convince myself. And thankfully, God gave me the strength because that was the enemy trying to get in my head, trying to convince me to keep doing it because that's what the enemy will do. He will lie to you. He will try to deceive you. He will try to convince you that it's okay. And I had that voice in the back of my head. I did not know it was a devil at the time, but now I know he was trying to convince me because he knew that he had a hold on me with this substance. He knew that with this, I was not accomplishing my goals. He knew that with this, I would not be the ultimate version of myself that I am now today. He knew. But God was stronger. God had grace on me, and He gave me the strength to leave this. And literally a week later, I did not care to smoke again. Like, isn't that crazy what God can do? How He can take a desire away from your heart, like from one day to another. That's literally what He did to me. Because I went about 12, 13 years smoking nonstop, every single day, all day, to from one week to another, not smoking at all. Not just not smoking at all, but not desiring it at all. So, best believe that the best version of me started coming out. I was able to wake up early. I was able to go to the gym. I was able to not overthink. So, another thing that being high kept me from doing was having conversations with the people that I love. Having conversations with my mom, with my dad, with my sister, a lot of the times I wanted to like speak my feelings or give advice. And I wouldn't do it because I was high and I was second guessing and I thought I was tripping and I thought that I was being dramatic and whatnot. So it kept me from having real conversations that I wanted to have. So now I was finding myself to be able to speak what I felt in my heart without overthinking. I didn't feel tired anymore. I didn't feel lazy anymore. I felt so much more cleaner because now I'm not riding dirty, smoking, hotboxing my car on the way to work, on the way everywhere. um Yeah. So in 1 week, I just started realizing so much. I was able to realize all that the weed was doing to me, something that I knew always in the back of my head, but I tried to make excuses for. I tried to push through it. I tried to say, I can do it while smoking. Why not? So, if you are someone that is struggling with anxiety, struggling with depression, you have no motivation, you struggle with procrastination, and you're smoking weed, I'm just here to tell you that that substance, girl, is not doing you any good. It's not helping you. It's just holding you back from being your true, authentic self. Now, I wish I could sit here and tell you guys, dog hair, that I never smoked weed again. I think I decided to stop smoking weed a little over a year ago. No, it's actually been about like a year and a half ago now. And when I say I stopped smoking weed, I wish I could tell you guys that in that year and a half, I never smoked weed, not once, but I'll be lying to you. Um, so I have people around me who are big time weed smokers, okay? Um, so whenever I would see these people, which it wasn't often, it was maybe like once every few months, when I would see them, I would smoke. I was like, why not? I know that it's not something that I struggle with anymore. Um, So I would smoke occasionally when I would see them. Like I said, this was once every few months, and it was like a one hitter quitter type of thing. And this is when I started realizing the effects of what it really truly did to me. Like it was like a reminder. So, in a way, I'm kind of thankful for these times because it just strengthened my reason to not ever want to smoke again, at least like every single day type of thing, like I used to. And then even when I would smoke those times, I would regret it instantly. I would get so high because so those of you who have smoked weed before and when you first started, it was like the ultimate high, the best high in the world. That's what it was to me, except I didn't enjoy it like the way that I used to. I would get paranoid again, I would overthink again. It was too much because now I get super high and now like my feelings and like the intensity of the emotions are to the max. So yeah, I realized like this is not for me, but somehow it was hard for me to say no. I couldn't say no and I would still do it, and I still do it till this day. A few weeks ago, I was going through it. I started getting a little voice in my head again telling me, "You've been doing so good." Because I have. As the time has been going by, you guys, every single day I try to be the best version of myself. Every single day I try to kill my bad habits. And I could proudly say that this past year and a half to 2 years, I've changed so much in my life. I've changed my habits. I've been disciplined. I've been motivated. I've been having goals, setting goals for myself, accomplishing them. And this year, specifically in the beginning of the year, something changed in me. So I've been on this walk with God for about 2 years now, but I didn't start being fully devoted until about a year and a half ago. And then I screwed up, but then I came back stronger than ever. So it was not until the beginning of this year when I decided I need to stop being lukewarm in my walk with God. I need to stop being a lukewarm Christian. If I'm going to do this, I'm going all in. Like, I want to give my life to Jesus. I want to do things the way that He instructed us to do so. I want to follow God's commandments. I just want to be a good girl. And that's it. So I would say that in the beginning of this year, I truly, truly made it a purpose for myself. And I said, that's it. I need to let go of everything and anyone that's keeping me from Him. And I did just that. I did it. I'm so proud of myself. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I have a long way to go. I am not perfect, but I'm definitely so far from where I came from. But with that said, I had been doing so good reading my Bible. I'm dedicating every single day to God, praying, reading my Bible, or listening to scripture, hearing Christian podcast, going to church. I've just been really, really trying on this walk. It's my purpose to get closer to God. Um, so I have been doing so good. I quit social media a couple months ago. I had quit drinking. I started drinking again, and I'm thinking of stopping again. But anyways, like I'm in this walk. I'm not perfect, but I'm definitely trying and my heart is in the right place and God knows it. And I ask him for strength every day to change me because like I said, I'm far from where I want to be. But I have been doing so good, right? And it's like the enemy knew. The devil knows. This is a spiritual warfare, you guys. It's God versus the devil. And the devil had a hold on me for a long time. And I feel like he saw that he was losing a grip on me and he started using all these tactics in the past year. I fell for some of them and I still fall for them today. So, one of those things was I was doing so good, quit social media, isolated myself from so many things, left a relationship, so I've been feeling really lonely. I'm not going to lie. I was fine because I had the strength of God and I know God is with me, but I'm human and my emotions are going to get to me once in a while. So there was a voice in my head telling me, "You've been doing so good. You're kind of overdoing it. You're thinking about God every day, listening to Christian podcasts, not listening to secular music." It's been like over 6 months, maybe almost a year that I haven't been listening to secular music. Actually, it's been a year. Time's going by so fast. I don't even know the times anymore. So I feel like it was becoming overwhelming in a way. Not smoking, not drinking, no social media, left that relationship that was making me feel good. Yeah, going through a lonely season. So out of nowhere, I started getting the desire to smoke again. Mind you, I was not getting this desire for a whole year, more than a year. And now, all of a sudden, I'm like driving home from work and I'm like, I should stop by the shop because the shop is like on my way back home from work. I should stop by the shop and just pick up a little joint and relax, like just take a little hit at night. And why not, Like you deserve it. It's not bad if you do it. So I kept fighting this urge, you guys. I'm not kidding you, for weeks. Okay. It went on maybe for like 2, 3 weeks where I was getting the urge to smoke again out of nowhere. Um, and a lot of the times I fought it. And by the time that I was home and I didn't end up picking up that weed, I was so proud of myself. I'm like, what is wrong with me? Like, why do I feel like smoking? And I realize now it was Satan himself trying to get into my head because guess what happened? I ended up convincing myself. I walked into that little shop, picked up a little joint this big, and I said, I'm only going to smoke this at night. Just a little hit at the end of the night after my productive day. I wake up early. I pray for 30 to 45 minutes every single day. I get up, get ready, listen to worship music. I go to the gym. I'm there for 2, 3 hours sometimes. I come home. I make myself breakfast. I meal prep. I clean. I do productive things throughout my day, things that I never used to do back in the day. Back in the day when I was smoking weed every day, I was being lazy, falling asleep late, waking up late, smoking throughout the day, procrastinating, not going to the gym, not doing anything with myself, not cleaning. My room was a mess. I would fall asleep high without washing my makeup off. This went on for years. I wouldn't wash my makeup off for years. Like, I hated myself so bad because, like I said, I would watch myself through this third person and I'd be like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? You're disgusting. Like, why are you doing this? You can be doing so much more. Anyways, I convinced myself that I was doing so well I don't smoke weed anymore. It's not a thing for me. But hey, like now I'm going through this isolated season of my life. It was kind of like hitting me in a way. And what other way do I know than to smoke weed? That's all I knew. That's all I knew for 12, 13 years. So that's what I went back to. And I knew I was strong enough to not fall into this. I was just like, I'm just going to do it at the end of the night after a productive day. Like I said, I did all of these things, went to work, came back, went outside, took a little hit, instantly. Voice in my head, overthinking, instantly. 100 thoughts in my head, second guessing myself. What was supposed to be a laid back, watch a movie, chill, have a little snack type of thing, it was not enjoyable to me anymore. Um, there were a couple of those nights because, mind you, this joint lasted me for about 8 or 9 days. Okay, because I was only taking one hit and it would instantly get me so high. So it lasted me 8, 9 days. For 8, 9 days, I got high. I don't regret it. I don't regret picking up that joint after so many, not so many years, almost 2 years. I don't regret picking up that joint and falling back because it was during this week when it confirmed to me all of the reasons why I stopped smoking weed. So, like I said, I would take one hit at night, and the next morning, I could not get up for the life of me. After building such good habits of waking up early in the morning to pray, to go to the gym, to come back, be productive, I was not waking up until 10, 10:30 in the morning again. I was lazy. I didn't pray because I felt guilt of smoking the night before. And then somehow it was like I was still high in the morning. I feel like it carries on throughout the next day. It's like something is off in your brain still because like the weed is still in your system. And although you're not completely high, it's hard to explain. Let me know in the comments if you've been through this and you know what I'm talking about. But by coming back to this week, I realized all these things. It reminded me why I was so lazy in the mornings, even though I smoked the night before, it would drag on to the morning. It truly makes you tired, you guys. You don't realize it. But if you smoke the night before and in the morning you still don't smoke, it's still like somehow the laziness drags on throughout the day. Weed just makes you tired, makes you slow. So now I'm overthinking, I'm second guessing myself, I'm not having conversations with my family. The true authentic side of me is not coming out because now I'm second guessing the things that I want to say. The weed is keeping me from saying it. Being high is keeping me from saying it. You guys, I went the whole week without going to the gym. I think I went to the gym once. This is how much weed affects you. This is how much weed affects me. I know there's going to be so many of you that relate. There might be some that don't relate who think, weed helps you get things done. If it does, that's awesome. I would say I wish that I could be like that, but I don't because I don't need weed to function. I 100% would rather function without weed than to function with it because being high is not part of who you are. It totally numbs you, it slows you down. I would forget everything. So I feel that God allowed me to go through that. Okay, hold on. I don't want to make it seem like this was God's purpose because I know this was not God's purpose. This was the devil's lies and I fell for it. But through God's grace and how much He loves me, He was able to show me why. He was able to show me why I don't need this. He was there the whole time, holding my hand, reminding me because that's how good and beautiful God is. That's how gracious He is. That once you have a relationship with Him, once you know Him, once you know your true self, which I discovered who I truly am, when you fall back into your sin, when you fall back into your bad habits, God will convict you. And conviction is not a bad thing because He's never going to make you feel bad about it. He's never going to make you feel shameful about it. That's not God's character. God is not mean. That's the devil. Anytime you feel shame, anytime you feel hateful towards yourself, just any negative feeling, that is not God. That's the devil himself, girl. God is going to be kind to you. God is going to be nice to you. God is going to give you that gentle reminder. And that's exactly what God did. Through his grace, I was able to see by falling back into smoking weed that it's not for me. It's not for me. I don't love it. I hate the way that it makes me feel. I hate that it keeps me from being who I truly am. I feel so much more smarter. I feel so much more wiser. I feel so much more alert, you guys. So much more alert. I'm not clumsy. I'm not forgetting things. I'm not lazy. I'm not unmotivated. I'm not making excuses. Weed will literally bring you down. Weed is going to keep you from being the ultimate version of yourself. You don't need it. You can give yourself all the excuses in the world. It helps me relax. It actually helps me get things done. It actually helps me be creative. You can do all that without it. Okay, that's just a narrative that you're giving yourself to keep smoking because the world doesn't see it as bad. The world sees it as something relaxing, something chill, something, you know, you guys, I promise you, you don't need weed. If you're struggling with laziness, procrastination, anxiety, weed is making your anxiety worse. That's another reason why I stopped. Like, just think about it. You're smoking all day long. Whether you want to admit it or not, it's suppressing a part of you, the real part of you. There's a version of you that you have been putting down, hiding for many, many years because you're so used to being high every single day. Put the weed down for a week. Be strong. Take it seriously. See how your life is going to change without it. See how you don't truly need it. Discover the part of you that you've been hiding, that you've been numbing, that you've been suppressing, and discover the real side of you. There is the ultimate version in here just waiting to come out. And I hope that this video can help at least one of you discover that person that's been waiting to come out, that's screaming at you to stop smoking, to get moving, to accomplish your goals. Just try it out. Try it out and come back. Tell me if you do it. I'm going to be praying for you guys. And if you can't find the will within yourself to do it, give it to God. I promise you. Give it to God. God will help you. God wants to take all your problems and he wants to fix them. Like that's literally what he wants to do. That's literally what he yearns to do. He gets pleasure by you handing him your problems. He will take them and he will fix them for you. Your addictions, your self-doubts, everything, your mental health. He will help you with it. He can help you stop smoking weed. Just pray every day, ask him for it, and I promise you, he will literally take that desire out of your heart, out of your mind from one day to another. I promise. But anyways, that is all I have for you. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you think that this video can help someone that you love, that you care about, that you know, please send it over to them. Like I said, if I can help even one person, my purpose will be fulfilled. And I will be so happy. But I wish you guys the best. Don't forget to love yourself. Don't forget to be nice to yourself. At the same time, push yourself, be disciplined, and I hope that you accomplish everything that you want to accomplish. I love you guys.